Should we as Broncos fans be rooting for Russ? Short answer, yes. This is your Denver Sports Daily for December 11th.
The biggest stories, the latest news. It's Denver Sports Daily.
Now, I know I shouldn't be saying it, but Broncos fans should be rooting for Russell Wilson. Now, a matchup against the Houston Texans in the playoffs would be much better for the Broncos than the Buffalo Bills. Now, stay with me. The Texans are more likely to be the number 4 seed, while the Buffalo Bills are looking like a solid option to be the number 2 seed. Now, if the Broncos can pull it out, right now they are tied with the Baltimore Ravens and Los Angeles Chargers, all at 8-5, and they all take up those wild card spots. However, if the Broncos want to pass both of those teams and claim the 5 seed, they'll need some help. The Chargers can be taken care of by the Broncos. That's one thing that the Broncos need to focus on first. They need to beat the Chargers, and then they need to win the games ahead of them, like the Colts this Sunday. As for the help I was talking about with Russell Wilson, the Ravens have the tiebreaker over the Broncos after that 41-10 loss Denver took in Week 9. So they need Baltimore to lose some of their upcoming games, especially against their toughest opponent left, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Russell Wilson is looking like a good player right now on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I know, I shouldn't be saying it. But if he can lead the Steelers to a win over the Ravens, that would put the Broncos in a really good position to get a higher seed than having to go and play Buffalo in that first game of the playoffs. And that would just be something that no Broncos fans wants to see, because that's going to be a tough game. Now, the Broncos first need to win to make any of this happen. The rest of their schedule is the Indianapolis Colts, Los Angeles Chargers, Cincinnati Bengals, who could be eliminated by Week 17, and the Kansas City Chiefs, who could be sitting their stars in that last week. So what the Broncos need to happen is take care of business with the Indianapolis Colts, and then take care of business with the Los Angeles Chargers. Those are going to be the tough 2 games. Cincinnati could be eliminated, and if they're eliminated, they've got not much to play for, and there's no reason that the Broncos can't go out and win against a team who's at that point trying to get a better draft pick. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs. That's where it's going to be tough. They're going to have to play Kansas City in a game that hopefully means nothing for Kansas. Now, there is a lot of rivalry between these two teams. Neither team is going to be just giving it up for free, but the Chiefs could be sitting their stars. You could see Patrick Mahomes going out in the second quarter, just being done, saving himself for that bye week that he's most likely going to get if they can win and have the best record in the whole division, in the conference. That's what we're hoping for. Those last 2 games, we're hoping that it's easy. They can just roll through them. But these next 2, Indianapolis Colts, first of all, the most important game left on their schedule, because if they can win this, they would give themselves every possibility, basically all but clinch a playoff spot. Everything would be there for them to succeed. Now, the Los Angeles Chargers, that's obviously going to be a tough battle. If the Broncos can pull that one out and get themselves a better record than the Chargers and even up the tiebreaker, that would be perfect. Then they're putting themselves in an even better position to not play the Bills in Week 1. There's a lot to be riding on this, but right now, the main thing is the Ravens, who are looking really good for being a wild card team. If they can fall to that 7th spot and have to play the Bills Week 1, that would be a huge thing for the Broncos. And a lot of that we could probably thank Russell Wilson for if the Steelers can go in there and win. So I know I shouldn't say it. I said it. I'm rooting for Russ. I want him to do as much as he can, dominate the Ravens, go out there and just make it a problem for them, because the Broncos will not be able to succeed against the Bills the way they will against the Houston Texans. Now, moving on, the Avs are looking amazing right now. That's right. They're looking amazing. Mikko Rantanen recorded his 3rd hat trick of the season. 3rd of the season last night in their 6-2 win against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, we're only a third of the way through the entire season, and he's already recorded 3 hat tricks. That's incredible. Nathan McKinnon also looked incredible last night, recording 1 goal and 4 assists like he always does, because he's the most sound player, solid player, consistent player on this team. And Mikko Rantanen right now is now tied for most an Avs players ever had in a season, hat tricks, since the team moved to Colorado. He's tied for first in a season. 3 hat tricks, only 30-some games through the season. It's incredible. I've never seen anything like this in hockey, and especially with my team. That's incredible. Now the Avs are on a roll after that big win. They went 4-1 on their road trip and are now 17-13 on the season. And when you break that down, 30 games, Mikko's averaging a hat trick every 10 games. You go out there and you just bet, oh, when's he going to get a hat trick? You go 1 for 10. That's 10%. I'll take those odds. Jesus. Wedgwood looked great again. Wedgwood has been amazing. He's been a great pickup for the Avs. I was a little bit down on it at first, and now I'm eating my words because he has really shown up and he's played really well. He saved 27 shots last night and only allowed 2, and he will be the primary starter after the team traded for Mackenzie Blackwood on Monday. Now, with these moves, getting rid of the 2 goalies that they had on their team because they just weren't going to succeed, the Avs have now brought in goalies who are succeeding. They are playing well. They went 4-1 in this road trip. They're really on a roll. They've now won 3 in a row. The Avs are looking good. This is the energy I've been looking for all season. This is the energy the fans have been looking for all season. The wins have been there. This is how you get to the playoffs and then how you succeed in the playoffs. And again, very early still, but this is exactly what you want to see from a team that's still in a championship window. They're playing well. Everything is clicking. There is no shot that any team is stopping. This team right here could win a Stanley Cup. They could. Everything is there for them to succeed. They have better goalie play than they did in their championship run, as it looks like it so far. And now they're getting their stars back. They're looking good. Nathan MacKinnon out there playing at a high level once again. Mikko Rantanen playing at a high level like he always the 3 hat tricks. I can't even fathom that. It's amazing through 30 games. The Avs are looking really good, and don't look now, but I think that they've got a good shot at going to the Stanley Cup and winning it all. Now the Rockies really cannot catch a break. I don't think I've ever seen this team be more down and out than they are right now. Despite having the 2nd worst record in the league, they fell to 4th in the MLB draft. They just can't get one. They can't get one to fall. The Rockies tied for the best odds to land the first pick at 22.45%, but weren't able to get it. This may actually be good news. Only 3 players who were ever selected first overall have been inducted to the Hall of Fame. Those players were Ken Griffey Jr., the kid, Chipper Jones, and Harold Baines. Now, that's not actually good news that they couldn't get the first pick, but it is good to see that, the first picks don't always turn out to be the best. The MLB Hall of Fame, they're not all going there. Now, it is unknown right now how many and where the rest of the Rockies picks will land, but at least they know they've got the 4th pick. The 4th pick's good. They can maybe get a player if Bud Black can actually do something, if, they can actually get a player who will help fit their scheme and, fill gaps and get in there and actually win games. But it's not looking like it's going to happen. The Rockies have been as bad as they could be these past 2 seasons, and it's just not looking like there's any sign of hope right now for the Colorado baseball team. It's just not going to happen. And I wish it could, because baseball, what a fun sport. Once summer comes around, April comes around, Rockies baseball is fun to watch. Denver is fun because of Coors Field, and I wish that it could be much better, but it just seems like they don't care. So hopefully with this 4th pick, they can make something happen. They can get a star who's, fun to watch, who everybody can be a fan of, and buy their jerseys. Let's get something to look forward to for the Colorado Rockies, because it's just not happening. Now, the NFL announced its plans for the first regular season game next year, and it's going to be in Berlin. Obviously, over the last couple of years, the NFL has worked very hard to broaden its horizons in different countries, and now they are heading back to Germany to play in Berlin. This year, the NFL opening up this season with Green Bay versus Philadelphia in Brazil. And one major difference about the Brazil game to open up the season versus a Berlin game to open up the season is the time zones. The time zones for Brazil are much more similar to Philadelphia, while Berlin is on a totally different schedule than anywhere else in America. That may be a bit of a problem. I'm not a fan of opening up the season and having these players go out there and play and then coming back for next week's game and just not having the same, feeling, the same mind feeling, the same schedule, being jet lagged. That kind of stuff can affect you, and you really don't want that the first week of the season. I'm not a fan of having the first game all the way across the world in a different country in Germany. It's just not a good decision to me. Now, I will say I love moving the game. I love the games in different countries. I really do love the London games. I really did love the Brazil game earlier this season. I love that. And I love when they do it. But for the first game of the season, have it be in America. Have it be that right here. Don't move it across the world into a different country, different time zone in Berlin. It's just not gonna look well. I don't think that they should have their first game of the season be so far away just because so many fans want to be here for the home opener. So many fans want to watch the games in a regular time. It's just not like a great decision to me. I don't think it. Now, the one thing that is cool about this is that the game will be played at Berlin's iconic Olympic Stadium. So that is a cool part of it. Just not a fan overall of the decision to have it played in Berlin. Now, that's going to do it for your Denver Sports Daily today. I do want to read some of your comments. Quick answer, no, about Russ. Yeah, before you heard that, I bet it was no because I don't want to root for Russ either, but I do want him to beat the Ravens. That is what's going to be important, is if he can beat the Ravens, that would be huge for the Broncos. Let's see. Going to Berlin, good idea, bad timing. I agree. Don't think it should be the first game of the season. I like when they go out and they go to different countries and play at different stadiums, just not at the first game of the season. Just not what I want to see. Now, that is all for your Denver Sports Daily. I am going to be back with you guys again tomorrow. It's going to be a fun day. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things. So I will see you guys all then. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye.